The Sydney Harbour Monster, better known to you or I simply as Brucie, has of course in recent weeks become part of our national consciousness. Its very name brings terror into the hearts of young and old alike. And yet it seems almost inconceivable that this menace in our midst has remained hidden from the great Australian public for so long. Ignorant, that is, but for the efforts of one man.
Aye, what a terrible sight. Bits of bone flying in all directions. And the smell was quite appalling. It was making mincemeat out of that poor unfortunate soul. Excuse me. Would you like tomato sauce with that?
Meet Mr Macalister, self-styled restaurant owner and key witness to the Brucie phenomenon.
I can't deny that the Sydney Harbour Monster has been good for business. My Brucie burgers have been particularly popular, as has, of course, the Sydney Harbour Ripple.
Oh, what's that?
Well, it's ice cream. It's just melted just a wee little bit.
Forgive me, but I'm having a little trouble identifying your accent. Now it says here you claim to be of Scottish descent.
Oh, aye, the Macalisters go back to the time of Robbie Burns, Oates Mon, Hawkeye the New, Dr. Finlay's casebook, etc., etc.
And in no way could you say that you're in fact a dinky-die Australian putting on this rather pathetic Scottish accent to try and cash in on the Scottish monster myth.
Don't insult me, Sassenach. I'll let you know that the Macalisters don't take too kindly to that sort of insinuation.
Mr Macalister, you must realise, of course, our viewers require proof.
Proof? Proof? I have proof. I have photos. Oh!
Well, we were, of course, most interested to see Mr Macalister's photographs. And now we brought them back to the studio for further investigation. And I must admit, there is something there. It's a subtle effect, rather like those sort of psychedelic pictures so much in vogue at the moment. You maybe have to stare at them for 5 minutes or so, and then suddenly they spring out at you quite dramatically. In this first example here, maybe it's difficult to tell, but on the right-hand side of the picture, there it is in front of the Opera House, something quite unique. Similarly, in this second photograph, in front of Darling Harbour, I believe, you can again see it's a subtle effect, as I say, but there it is, something there. But anyway, that's my opinion. Let's ask the members of the Australian public for theirs.
Aye, that's Brucie, all right. I'd recognise the hairs anywhere.
I can't see anything here. I'm sorry.
You can't see it?
No, I can't see anything here.
It looks like a toilet brush. That enough?
So perhaps inconclusive evidence there from the public at large. But for one group of people, there seems no doubt about the Brucie story. I'm standing in front of Praytel Corporation's US headquarters here in Denver, Colorado. Now, they've been working round the clock in recent weeks to produce a range of Brucie prototype products to release onto the unsuspecting world market.
We at Praytel Corporation US headquarters are tremendously excited. I mean, we're tremendously excited by the marketing potential of our new range of Brucie products. For instance, here you can see the Praytel Brucie designer t-shirt, the Praytel Brucie deodorant, the Praytel Brucie mug, the Praytel Brucie video game, and of course the Praytel Brucie audio cassette of horror music. So we have a full range of merchandising to satisfy all market sectors.
And in no way could you say that, in fact, your designs have deviated significantly from Mr Macalister's original account?
Oh yeah, well we've had to embellish the original design somewhat to suit customer profiles. We've got the classic serpent torso, and the face has been changed to give it a more aggressive look. And of course we've retained at least the shell of our Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle design.
For a monster meal at a price you can't beat, why not try Macalister's restaurant? Yes, Macalister's. Only 200 metres from this theatre.
A quiet moment of reflection now to consider the story so far. In our programme tonight, we've seen a rather unusual Scotsman, an overly enthusiastic American toy manufacturer, and an undecided Australian public. Which one is right and which one is wrong, I certainly can't tell. So I think it's about time we went and paid a call on the experts.
South Wales Police Forensic Laboratory, where we intend to go and ask and find out what these photographs are really made of.
It is true to the untrained eye that these may appear to be photographs of a plesiosaur from the monolithic period. But using modern carbon dating techniques, what we in fact have come to the conclusion of is that these are in fact photographs of a very crude photocopy of the common domestic toilet brush.
So in fact your conclusion is that in fact we've been hoodwinked?
Yeah, most definitely.
In order to follow up these accusations, we've come here today to Mr Macalister's house in person to try and get him to respond to these questions. Unfortunately, he's not in at the moment, but we're just intrigued to note that this is his car here, and we can see on the back seat what looks suspiciously like the toilet brush and toilet brush holder that we've seen in the earlier photos. Okay, everybody, positions. Please, can you just stop and answer some of the questions? No, this is stupid. Look, on the back seat here, you can see a toilet brush. And it looks suspicious. Look, our viewers require answers.
I'm not understanding you.
Oh, please, Mr Macalister, look. What's happening? Oh, God, straight. Oh, no. Well, what about that? That nasty Mr Macalister was making the whole thing up, just so he could make a bit of money for his cafe. Mind you, I didn't believe it, and that ginger wig didn't fool me either. And what about that horrible American man, too? He wanted to make some money as well. And just think, we've saved Australia from being flooded with all those horrible Brucie products. And they'd have gotten away with it, too, if it wasn't for us pesky kids. Oh, hang on. That's the door. Back with you in a sec.
Is he an animal, a serpent or a sleepy
creature. Brucie is your nightmare, a monster from the deep. Brucie is a legend throughout Sydney and Australia. Brucie hides behind your door while you are asleep. Brucie has one beady eye, a long straight neck and bright green skin. Brucie comes until his own when it's time to flush. Brucie's hair is tough, his bristle, his skin is hard, but it relies on your muscle. It's really not surprising as he is a toilet brush.